Radio.
Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
Good morning to you. Coffee and Time on ON Radio. Wednesday morning, it's March 27th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Callahan. Tim Draper from Navigant Credit Union is here. Hi, Tim.
Good morning, Joe.
And John Ward from the city.
Good morning.
Nice to have you here. Melissa Smith could not make it in today.
Oh,
Boo, 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 boo. Sorry. So we're all thinking of you, Melissa. Everything's fine,
You
by
think
the
she's
way.
listening back at the office?
Nah, she's in meetings of some sort. So hopefully Melissa will be here next week.
You mean she lets
She's providing the continuum of care that
business
people expect.
interfere with her personal appearances on the radio?
Amazingly so. Isn't that unbelievable?
Shocking.
We'll have to have a talk to her with her about that.
We will.
This portion of the Coffee Inn is sponsored by the St. Antoine Communities. You can visit them online at saintantoine.net. And that's where you'll find everything you need to know about what's going on over there at St. Antoine residents and information on how you can contact them. Melissa will give you a personal tour.
She will.
As well if you set it up with her. All right.
I was actually at a nonprofit yesterday that we went to visit. And the first words out of the woman's mouth were, we provide this continuum of care.
Oh, that's
and
funny.
I almost burst out laughing.
You stole that.
I did my very best to not look at her anymore because I had to look away and not start laughing. And I'm thinking, oh, you stole that from our Melissa.
Did I see online that you had students from North Providence High School?
We did.
Come visit you?
Yeah, they come see us.
How does that get set up? Is there a special class that they take?
So
for
Amanda
finance?
and Carlos and Randy, the community engagement team, will go out to different schools throughout the land,
Yeah.
and they will they'll provide financial education sessions. So they'll
Okay.
do budgeting, they'll do credit, they'll do whatever the teacher, whatever module that educator is
Yeah.
working on. The team will go out and spend an hour with the students and really try to engage them in the importance of good financial habits. So North Providence is one of our
Yeah.
kind of our adopted schools, if you want, and so they're a little more involved in that one. But the teacher there is the one that's really involved. She wants to make sure that those students are exposed to careers as well as the financial education part of it. So we do the
is
financial
that the class?
That is a
finance
yeah,
class?
It is. I don't know if it's a finance class or
business in general.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I have to clarify
Okay,
that.
all right.
But her class, she brings her class to our building every year.
Okay.
And they go around. We have different speakers
What
from
they
different
do.
departments, and what we do and how we got there. And the things that they can do to try to set themselves up for a career.
They take questions and answer questions from
We
the
do.
kids?
It's funny because I did ask. I'm bold enough. I just asked. They're all sitting in the room. And I said, "How many of you guys have bank accounts?" And there was about 17 or 18 of them in the room, and I think 5 of them raised their hands.
Really?
And I'm like, "What do you guys do with your money?" Well, I just have it in my nightstand. Really? That's
Like
that's-
$1,000
that's-
in your
that's
nightstand?
safe? I go, "Do you think that?" I go, "Whether you get that account here or somewhere else,"
Yeah.
I said, "you should have a bank account." I said, because number one, it helps teach you good habits. But number two, it protects you and provides some level of safety that, you're not, somebody doesn't break into your house and steal your money.
And you make money.
And you make money, which was
I mean,
what
not a lot.
which
but
was
you make
Randy's
a-
next point
yeah,
after
you
I said
actually
that.
make money.
So, yeah.
well, good kids.
Yeah, there was,
decent
it
enough
was-
questions.
I think
Good.
more than 50% of them were engaged.
Engaged?
Yeah.
All right.
None of them took out a phone, which is pretty. John laughing. I don't mean engaged
More
like getting
than
married.
50%.
More than 50% were interested in what we were saying.
We're awake.
Well, okay. Well,
There might have been 1 or 2 that were nodding, but
that's big.
That's big. We made progress.
All right. So, John, you got your fundraiser tonight.
I do.
Everything good?
5
ready to
o'clock
go?
at the Elks Club, and everything's ready to go. I'm going to go around and make sure,
You're wearing your bunny
check on
suits?
everything and make sure everything is ready to go for tonight.
Bunny
And,
suit for Easter? Yeah.
Huh?
You can wear a bunny suit because it's Easter?
If they want to wear a bunny suit.
No, you.
No, not me. Hey,
No, you're looking mayoral-ish.
No. What was it that Dana Carvey said? Wouldn't be prudent.
Wouldn't be prudent.
No,
Doing his George
I
Bush.
will be dressed up. I'll actually have a tie on.
Wow. Oh, well, okay.
I'm not
I mean,
wearing
you're
a
looking
tie.
for votes.
You
so-
know, we'll have some signs up, and we'll
Yeah.
have some dynamites, and we'll have beer, and we'll have people at the front tables taking names and addresses and pertinent information, looking for sign locations around the city, and collecting $25, we hope, is a donation coming through the door.
You got
Cash or check? Check's made out to friends of John Ward.
do you have a feel of how many people may show up
Well,
besides Tim?
I've got like
That's one.
a good response on Facebook.
Okay.
I've got my mayoral Facebook page, my regular one, somewhere in there. I'm hopeful of at least 150.
Okay, that's a good goal.
And the room holds 200.
Mm-hmm.
We're ready for 200 plus, but I'm hopeful for 150 at least.
5 to when?
5 to 8.
5 to 8 tonight.
Elks,
At the
right?
Elks.
Elks Lodge?
Yes.
Been there.
My grandchildren are here, so they'll be helping out
All right.
with serving and cleaning up, and my daughter-in-law and my wife and I and some friends are volunteering to help out, and nothing more than enjoy the food and put up with
Enjoy the
my
company.
speaking.
You would
All right.
you are welcome to put a sign in my front yard, but that is not going to help you one bit because it's in the heart of Gumbel.
Maybe
I get a lot of that. I encourage everyone from
From out of
Lincoln,
state.
Cumberland, and North Smithfield to vote for me twice.
Perfect. All right. Anything you guys want to say about what happened down in Baltimore with the whole bridge situation?
There's a bridge that fell down.
Yeah,
London Bridge is falling down.
Francis Scott Key Bridge
You
fell
know,
down.
It's,
And,
it's we all seem to have a bridge problem these days, don't we?
yes, and now every state, Mass did it, Rhode Island's doing it, other states. How are our bridges? Can
Right,
we,
what
can we
happened?
withstand this?
Yeah. Could the bridges on the Cape?
Like so many in the country, I'm one of those people who can say, I rode over that bridge once.
Yeah.
Took 695 instead of going under the tunnel, and
Yep.
there I was.
When you're pulling the camper, you can't go in the tunnel because it's got a propane tank on it. So you
Okay,
have to take
have
the
to take it.
alternative routes. What's the other one though? There's 695, which is the one that goes through
895.
both, and then there's 8. That kind of goes around, right?
Yes.
One of them goes way around. One of them goes kind of through.
895 goes further around,
Yeah,
more to
that's
the
the one I
ocean
think I've
side.
done.
695 is on the inside,
Right.
and the Fort, what's his name? Tunnel is right through the middle, basically, or just to the
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
just to the east side of the city, and McHenry, isn't it?
Fort McHenry. is
Yeah,
down there,
that makes
so it could
sense.
be called
Right.
that.
In any and actually I had Waze take me on 895 the last time I came home. I have no idea why, and you just don't ask because if you don't trust it,
There could
you'll
be
end up in a long line.
There could be an accident somewhere, and it doesn't tell you why you're going off the
so-
beaten path. But okay,
I have a problem with, excuse me for all of you people who adore and love Joe Biden, but I have a problem with his response to it because it is not the federal government's job to jump in when a bridge falls down and say, we are committed to paying the entire bill
Entire
to
bill.
have this
He-
rebuilt.
He did
Excuse
say
me.
That. He did say that yesterday.
Excuse me. I assume you're going to put a claim in against the
Against the-
insurance company
against the
that's
boat.
responsible for the ship.
Yeah.
one would hope.
But yeah, this all of a sudden just pure presidential campaign mode pandering.
Right.
Did he
is
also say-
astounding?
Because it's not like our bridge is,
And it's not like the people of Baltimore aren't going to vote for Joe Biden.
Right.
Come on.
I mean, in our case, our bridge was maintenance over years. Just after 60 years or whatever, it just kind of fell apart or was falling apart. That thing is negligence. Somebody hit that thing and brought that down, right? That's the.
It may or
that's
may
the-
not be negligence. It could be
Well,
just
it
an
doesn't matter.
accident.
Your boat, if you lose power in your
But
boat,
that's the nature of an
what's your-
accident. You
right,
buy
what's-
insurance to cover you
Cover your
for
accidents.
accidental
And-
occurrences.
And if you're not maintaining it, how do we know if they maintain their motors correctly so that they don't lose power like that? John, you were saying before the show that apparently that is not an uncommon occurrence when
Lose
large
power.
ships like that lose power.
they just don't usually happen near the
In the harbor.
near the bridges or in the harbor.
Yeah, out in the
You
open
know,
ocean.
There's a big ocean out there, and when you're traveling thousands of miles, it could happen 10 times along a trip, and sort of like reboot.
Yeah.
Shut it down, turn it on again.
Now, did I hear this correct?
I do the same thing with my car driving this morning. It happens occasionally. Somewhere in the computer, there's something that gets a hiccup every once in a while, and my brightness thing comes on,
Yeah.
and it starts beep, 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 and then it gets to the point where it beep, 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 and it's annoying as all heck, and I can't even shut it off.
Yeah.
So what I end up having to do literally is, in this case, I stopped for gas, but I stopped for gas, and instead of just filling the gas tank, I shut the engine off, and that 4 minutes of not having the engine running and not having the electronics running, when I turned it back on, it was
Reset it.
normal again.
Yep.
So it reset. But
Okay.
that's the kind of thing they're describing as these malfunctions that occurred just because. Might be just a computer thing.
So did I hear this correctly? That Biden said that he's gone over that bridge many a times on the train.
He did.
And yet there's no train track on it? Okay, I did hear
Classic
that right.
Biden. That was-
Okay, he did
I-
say
I
that.
saw that briefly. I was watching Jesse.
Okay.
Jesse, what's his face last night on Fox, and he said that
Jesse
he played
Watters.
the clip with Biden. Says he's driven over that and the train, and then he came back and he said, "And there's never been in history a record of having a train line going over that bridge."
The train was lost.
Boy.
Yes, he
Waze
did
took
say
the
that.
train off the tracks
Again,
and over the bridge.
that's how you know he was in pure presidential campaign pandering mode. And now he's trying to make it seem like he's such the normal guy. And yes, Joe Biden took the train back and forth to Delaware.
Right.
I get it, but he didn't cross that
He didn't go
bridge.
over that bridge, though.
Doesn't the federal government only pay 80% of a replacement like that? Isn't that the...
I don't.
That's what they're
I
saying
don't
for
know.
us.
Whatever the federal government normally pays, I don't know why they would pay any more.
Right.
And
Or
then I would expect the insurance company would have to pay the balance.
the insurance company would have to pay all of it. But
The question here's my question: are they going to try to design something to?
Withstand a ship.
With, I hope not.
yeah,
As I said,
that's-
that pilot that I saw on TV last night, who had experience in this, said,
Taking down everything. Isn't it?
"Yeah, there's no bridge that could stand up to a
Not,
ship
not
like
even like
that."
the Golden
Again.
Gate? Or,
No, he said nothing.
Even nothing.
Nothing.
It-
They're
everything-
not-
it'll knock
they're just-
everyone down.
That thing was heavy, and it was going at 10 miles per hour, which apparently is pretty fast.
Well, that's the note we got
That's a-
just called in.
that's a-
Speaking of the bridge, it carried 800 40-foot containers. Just think of the weight and the force
Right.
with its impact when it hit the bridge. Which
Right.
is why it came down so quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've seen that
Wham.
video, it was like, wow.
Well,
Oh.
again, if they could figure out a way to underneath the water to use the contour of the land, maybe to somehow create like a narrower channel that the ship could hit off the sides of the earth before it cut to the dam, kind of like a Disney ride.
We'll put bumpers on it.
So
Right.
like the rubber bumpers you put on your
Yeah.
on your boat at the lake.
Yeah.
Eesh.
Those little things you hang over the side of the boat.
Right, just something to deflect it.
No,
before
I
it-
see what you're saying. Something to deflect it. I don't. I mean, the Earth does a good job when a ship runs aground to stopping
Right.
it. Maybe if there was some design feature that had a sloped bottom to those things, so that
Well, I think I
at
think
some depth it's just going to scrape along the bottom, and then it would cut a hole in the bottom, and the ship would sink. No problem.
Oh,
No,
well,
that's not what you meant.
not exactly
Oh,
what
okay.
I meant, but I'm thinking about just move it over a couple feet. I mean, you think of the Panama Canal. You
need to have
have these
rollers.
cement
Yeah,
things that go into a very narrow channel.
it makes me wonder though, how many times do they bounce off the sides there?
Right.
I don't know that they
Well,
do.
they have. Well, I'm sure that it wasn't designed for that purpose, but that type of
Or
concept
do they
where
have tires that roll as it rolls into
there's little fenders like you put on the side of the boat.
I don't know. I just everything I saw last night, all the people that spoke about it said not a chance.
No.
One of those things hits a pillar,
It's coming down.
a pier on a bridge. The bridge is coming down.
So they're going to continue the look for the 6 workers that were on the bridge at the time it collapsed, who all went into the water. Of course, now you're dealing with currents and other things, and it's it's going to be very, very difficult, I think, to find any recovery of those 6 who may have been washed out to sea. So it's very, very sad down there in Baltimore.
What I didn't know is are there any other container ships in the harbor at the moment? I wonder that can't get out now.
Sure,
I know there's a
there
bunch
must
wanting to come in, but I didn't know if there was
I
any in
would
there.
think
wanting
there
to come
must
out.
have been. It may have been certainly. It's
'Cause
a
the
busy.
port is-
It's a pretty busy harbor.
very busy
Yeah,
port.
the port is open for the transfer of containers, but not in ships. You can do it in rail and road. But
So are the ships just waiting? The ones that want to come in, are they just waiting for the investigation to be done?
Maybe
and then
they,
we can,
maybe they were.
Well, no,
arranging-
you
they
still
might
get-
be arranging to go to some other port. Other,
we got to go somewhere
there's a
else.
giant
down
section
here.
of that bridge in the middle of the channel. You got to pull
That's
that
sti-
thing out
that's-
first
it's-
before you
it's
can
still
you gotta
sticking
open
out
that
of the
shit.
water?
Well, I even if it's not, it's at the bottom and it's only 50 feet deep there.
Okay.
So they got to pull that piece of the
don't
bridge
want the boat
out.
to get
That's
hooked
going to be
onto
like
it.
priority number 1 just to get the port open. I would think.
All right.
perfect job for Kong.
All right, other things. We're going to get to this in a minute. It's time to take our first break here on the Coffee and program. This portion of Coffee and was sponsored by the St. Antoine Communities. Melissa Smith hopefully will join us again next week. You can check out the St. Antoine residents online at saintantoine.net. More Coffee and coming your way. Please stay tuned.
For an Allstate agent, providing protection options that fit your life is something they take, well, personally. Allstate agents are committed to learning about your needs and helping customize protection to meet them. From bundling your home and auto insurance with ease to evaluating optional coverage, your Allstate agent can help build an insurance proposal that fits your life. And just as important as learning what you need is learning what you don't. Because helping you get coverage you want with savings you deserve is what Allstate is all about. It's time to get coverage that's catered to you. Are you in good hands? Call Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. One telephone number, 765-5000. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
The Coffee and panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
WOON, Woonsocket Radio, ON, AM, and FM.
All right, it is Coffee and on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here, along with Tim Draper and John Ward. So I don't know if you pay attention to this stuff. I do. Does the name Nicole Shanahan ring a bell yet?
Yes.
No.
Tim? No?
No.
She's the vice
President
presidential
for-
candidate
For Bobby,
for Robert
Bobby
Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Yeah.
He announced that
She's the
yesterday.
vice presidential candidate that will assure him of not being able to win.
Oh man.
Well, some say you're wrong, John.
That's nice, except it's going to assure Trump of victory because she is such a significantly left-leaning liberal,
Yeah.
George Soros kind of
And I've read that. And
strange
there's-
person supporter.
They're saying that she has kind of pulled back from that, but she has been a big software.
billionaire, right?
She's very rich. She's an entrepreneur and a lawyer. She's only 38. She's very young, and she surfs.
Great.
Just in case
She
you
got the
wondered.
surfer vote.
She's got the surfer vote. So that was announced yesterday in Oakland, California.
Yeah, that she's liberal enough that I think she could actually attract some younger voters who may not otherwise vote at all anyway.
And I think that's what.
And
he's
I think that's what
shooting for.
Kennedy and her may do is they may get a block of liberal voters, the progressives between 18 and say 40, that would otherwise stay home because Joe Biden's just an old man that is out of touch with reality and is too conservative for them.
Takes trains.
And hate Trump, so they need somebody, and they grab onto those two, and so it will. And then there'll be some Democrats that it will split off, and I think it will essentially assure Trump of victory. Though it will, I'm still predicting that in general, it will be a much lower turnout election than we had 4 years ago.
Okay.
For the presidential race. And that doesn't mean one of the things they learned in 2020 is that one of the reasons that that Trump lost is there were a lot of people Republicans who voted in the down ballot races, the local races and such, and just left off the presidential vote.
Yeah.
And he apparently, I did speak with Ken Block yesterday, as a matter of fact, on his book, and he said that just in Georgia alone there were 30,000 Republicans who specifically didn't vote for Donald Trump in the 2020 election based on exit polling, and he only lost by 12,000 votes in the state. So had he not alienated this whole group of non-MAGA Republicans and tried to centralize or make his message more centrist and just move a little off target, and been able to keep those MAGA voters and kept some of those more moderate Republicans, he could have easily won the state. But he threw it away, and he's throwing it away even worse now because he's simply dismissive of the Nikki Haley crowd and wants nothing to do with them, and they'll be happy to stay away or stay home. And, yeah, he may win, but it'll only be because Kennedy does what Ralph Nader did back when.
All right, let me ask you this, John, because I asked you yesterday, and I don't have I don't have the answer, and I didn't have time to look it up yesterday. But one of the things that Robert Kennedy is complaining about is that he does not have Secret Service protection. Who decides if he gets Secret Service protection? Is that a president's?
I believe it would likely be the Federal Election Commission
Okay.
that makes
And do you have to
judgments
hit a
about
certain
thresholds
level?
for levels. It's like the debate thresholds.
Yeah.
You got to reach certain
Numbers.
He's got to probably be on so many state ballots to qualify.
That's his
such that
other issue.
Such that he could become a president. You know,
Yeah.
if you don't get enough state ballots, you could never get enough electoral votes, even if you
Mm-hmm.
won all of the states you're on.
Yeah.
So until you reach the threshold where the possibility of your becoming president is real, maybe they just don't consider sending Secret Service your way. I don't know. I don't know the rules.
I don't
I'm trying to
know either.
speculate about
Do
how it
you know it,
works, and
Tim?
I'm just saying it may be some measurement by the Federal Election Commission.
All right, note that was called into the panel. Basically, to John, the caller said they will see you tonight. Yes.
Oh, thank you. And I got the answer to that question
Which
about
question?
the gas company on Hamlet Avenue.
Oh. Let's get to this first. Hang on.
I am dying.
They'll
to
see
know
you
now.
tonight. And they say, number one, John, you need to create a 1 to 2 minute elevator speech for the voters. I'm sure you'll do something like that. And number two, they would like you to create an 8.5 by 11 with large font for seniors for the highlights of what you want to do for your campaign. That on one sheet of paper, so you can pass it out.
I will be.
Okay.
But not right now, but the seniors will get that message delivered to them.
All right. Now,
I will be speaking with them this evening.
What have you found out about Rhode Island Energy and Hamlin Avenue?
Rhode Island Energy and Hamlet Avenue, apparently because Hamlet Avenue was not on their list of projects, they allocate certain amounts of, they budget incredibly. They budget.
Imagine that.
And their
Company's
budget is based on monthly workloads. And apparently for what they had accomplished on Hamlet Avenue within the confines of their entire budget and all the things they were doing, they didn't run out of money. They ran out of budgeted funds
Right.
to work on that kind of thing within their budget structure. And so they stopped. Now,
Okay.
April 1st, new monthly budget comes, they're
they'll be
back to
back.
work.
Oh, well, okay.
It'll be done. Then all the city has to do is figure out where we got to get the $1 million to pay to repave the road, because they're not repaving it because it's not one of their jobs. It's a requested job from the city,
So they'll just patch it.
and they just patch it and go away.
They say thanks, bye.
And we've never had, as I asked last meeting and got the answer, that it's never been budgeted to do the work. That sort of was put off until after the patch was put on, which is sort of backwards. But
But you have your own machines to do it, so
I know.
Will it still cost $1 million?
I know. Well, I don't know. I have to find out, because I have to find out if that is part of the state numbered highway system, whether or not we're allowed to do it ourselves, or if we're required to use state contractors, or maybe get permission from the state. Nothing is ever simple.
No, of course not.
So we have to get answers to those questions. It's very possible it could be the city people who do it, but in any case, there's nothing in the budget to cover it. And if you use city people, you still have to buy the material. You still have to pay the wages. It's not like it's free.
Right.
And somewhere in some budget, it has to be paid for.
But that's good information to have, that knowing that it's not up to Rhode Island Power to repave Hamlet Avenue. That'll be up to the city
That's up to the
when
city.
they're done.
Now, they also, Rhode Island Power will be repaving, or their contractor will. There's a big section of Vernon that was done last year and more to be done this year to pave over, repave the roads that they dug up in Vernon. There's some in Fairmount. There's some in the north end, where if you're driving down the street, you still have patches there, and their legal obligation is to strip up those roads and put a fresh coat of pavement on every one of them.
So the detours are coming back in April.
It'll be just another summer.
Okay.
Well, again, I think I'm not sure if they finished up near the courthouse. The rest of it is principally, as you look on the street where it's cut and is not cut into yet or patched, it's from about Wells Street down towards the Hamlet Avenue Bridge.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how far it goes. It might only go to the railroad area.
Alrighty then. Does Rhode Island Power pay for the police that are there?
Yes.
The police
It's
detail?
Police detail.
That's part of their
the
budget
utility
money.
companies
Okay.
pay for it. The city bills them. And sometimes after, they're not ever always in a hurry to pay. I know when I was in Lincoln, every once in
Really?
every once in a while we would have to send them a message that if you don't pay us, you're not going to have police detail. You won't be able to do the work, so you better give us a check.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they'd go months and months and months and months and months, and it would
We'll
get
get
into
to
the tens and tens of thousands of
that's
dollars, and
amazing.
it's like,
It is.
yeah, cut the check.
All right, so we look forward to that coming up in April. Did you guys, you want to, always good for a good conspiracy theory. You want to weigh in on Shohei Ohtani and what's going on with him and his gambling, lack of gambling? Is he gambling?
Ooh.
Question. The baseball player.
Oh, the baseball player, no. His
I-
interpreter, yes.
Oh,
I'm not.
okay.
I'm not 100% sure that the baseball player doesn't have an awareness of that. I mean,
Me neither. As a financial institution,
Yeah.
this guy's taking money out of his account,
Right. Well-
large sums.
yeah, but you can have.
To help his
you can
friend.
give people access to your accounts, and
But why would
nobody
you do
knows
that?
it.
Why would you do that?
Well, I have access to my mother's accounts, but I don't.
But
take
you're related.
Thousands of. Well, it's true.
This is-
But
yeah, he's
if-
my
if
friend,
but he's
but-
my business manager too, right? Isn't he? His like
No.
his personal assistant.
It was from what I keep reading, he was his interpreter.
Yep.
He was his driver
Right.
and friend.
Did he only get him when he came to the U.S., or was he friends in?
I think he got him
Japan?
when he got
China?
here,
Yep.
and then he had him when he was with the Angels.
Yep.
And then when he got traded or he signed with the Dodgers hired him.
Yep.
Because it was the Dodgers that fired him.
Right. My,
So he's had him for a few years.
I get frustrated because not that I'm a massive Pete Rose fan, but the unfairness of the Pete Rose situation to me is just striking.
Well,
that the MLB would not come down with a harder hammer on Shohei because he's a $100 million man and he's the number one baseball player, and that's why
In the
it's all
world.
about the money.
Yep.
But poor Pete Rose gets,
Shafted.
shafted. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just so unfair. It's why I really one of the many reasons why baseball is just falling out of
So
favor.
you understand why I say, I don't care.
So you're not following at all.
It's
you
like
don't care.
worrying. It's like worrying about missed traveling violations in basketball.
Or what's that? What's the new one in
like-
football? They're trying to get rid of the hip check tackle or something like that.
The hip roll.
Yeah,
something.
that nobody can ever see because
Yeah.
it's so fast. and-
Nor can a referee necessarily.
Right.
But my reaction to that one was to post sarcastically because God knows I can occasionally
no,
be sarcastic.
not you.
It's like, okay, how long before the NFL has just touched football?
That's
Or
that's
flag
right.
football.
Right. Well, the new
Or flag
kickoff
football.
rule is
Yeah,
interesting
like the
too.
Pro Bowl.
Yes,
Flag
right.
football.
Was making flag football.
It gets ridiculous, and but more so, I think that gambling thing because of the injustice.
Yeah, it's
with Pete Rose,
right. It's an unfair. The guy has served his
Time.
time, right? And now his issue was that he was gambling on his own games, right?
That's
Right,
correct.
yeah.
So there's an element of heightened scrutiny with that. I get.
Well, was Otani's interpreter betting on his
That's a
games?
good question.
Even betting on your own games, and I get that, and it's easier in basketball actually to throw a game, but
No, a lot easier.
but in baseball,
a ref scandal a
in
couple years ago.
baseball, are you going to control 8 other guys and including a pitcher?
Yeah.
But he
I
is a
don't
but
think
he,
so.
but he is a pitcher.
No,
Shohei
I'm talking
Ohtani. We're
about
talking
Rose.
Pete Rose.
Oh, okay.
He
Rose.
was a catcher.
Oh, okay.
Did he have
No,
the
first base.
no?
Oh, first base. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of
First or second?
Bench. I mean Rose
Yeah,
played first base.
First base.
Yeah.
I mean, what control
and
does
third
he
in
have?
his earlier
What's he going to
years.
do? Accidentally lift his foot off first base and let a guy get on base?
And it's
No, no, no.
Or is it
The guy still has
did
to get
he
home.
intentionally
He-
strike out or
He
ground
wasn't.
out?
He wasn't playing when he was betting.
What do you mean?
He was the manager.
That's even,
So he wasn't. Yeah, he's not going to tell someone, okay, don't throw it over to first or something like that.
yeah.
But he's not going to call to the bullpen fast enough.
Maybe get in the relief pitcher when he really should. So
Listen,
I don't know.
he's served
I mean,
served some hard
if
time.
A pitcher can control the outcome of a
Right.
game. Absolutely. They can
Ohtani's a pitcher.
accidentally hit somebody. They can
Throw it in the
you know,
dirt.
if they can hit the plate by that much,
Yeah.
then they can miss the plate by that much.
Right.
I don't know if you heard yesterday, Tim. The bookmaker,
Hmm.
and it's illegal by the way in California. Sports betting, it's illegal in California.
Yes.
So we're going to an illegal bookie.
Only shoplifting is legal.
That's right. But the
Up to $900.
now the bookie has said,
And-
oh
and
yeah,
defecating on city
he
streets.
says Otani is a client of mine. Now, they're not quite sure because the interpreter could have been placing bets using Otani's name,
Yep.
and that way the bookmaker can go out to other people saying Otani's a client of mine.
Well,
That's what they think he was doing.
Good.
Or Otani was really placing bets. So we'll have to. I love this. It's a great conspiracy theory. It's gonna go all summer, John.
and John's not going to care
And
all summer.
because every time the Dodgers move to another city, not the same. The different reporters are going to come out and ask the same
questions,
questions.
right.
Every single city.
It's great.
It's going to happen all summer. So
Couldn't
just
happen.
get ready for it.
Couldn't happen to a nicer team.
The Dodgers. That's right.
It's almost as boring as listening to the golfers talking about the PGA Tour versus Live Golf versus I don't care. You know? Yeah, all right. So your records in the PGA Tour aren't the same now because some of the great golfers are John Rahm's left, and so Scotty Scheffler's looking a lot like Tiger Woods for his performance and records, but John Rahm's not there, so is it a real comparison? Blah, 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 blah.
All right.
I don't care. They're all making $20 million a win anyway.
Right.
Time for Breakout Coffee and time for a look at the forecast right now. And the forecast is being brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Cloudy skies, high of 58, and a north breeze. Patchy drizzle till noon. Tonight, cloudy skies with an overnight low of 47. Light and variable wind, 50% chance of precipitation. Up to a half an inch of rain is possible overnight. Thursday's weather, a 70% chance of rain likely all day. Cloudy skies and 52. A half to 3/4 of an inch of rain is possible. Friday, a 40% chance of leftover rain from the storm, mainly before 3 p.m. Mostly cloudy skies and a high of 49. Saturday, sunshine and 53. Sunday, partly sunny and 54. Monday, mostly sunny and 54. And on Tuesday, 50-50 chance of more rain, mostly cloudy skies with a high of 49.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street with the clouds, maybe some light drizzle as well. 43 degrees. Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. Information at positivecoach.org.
I got a nice note from Marta at Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse on Social Street in Woonsocket, and she says, "Dear Dave, please tell the people in the audience that Lenten specials are available at Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse. The meat-free offerings are the same that you get each year and can't get anywhere else. Also, looking ahead to Easter, traditional Easter soup is white borscht with kielbasa. Hard-boiled egg and horseradish are available in different styles, and baked or smoked ham on the side. You can pre-order by calling ahead of time. Fulfill your table with wooden hand-painted eggs, breaded lamb and butter lamb. Happy Easter from Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse, voted Best Deli and Best Catering in the Blackstone Valley on the Best of the Blackstone Valley contest. Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse, Social Street, Woonsocket.
Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group, 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. Our telephone number is 765-8880. In business, you don't last long if you don't know what you're doing. And if that's the case, I must know a thing or two. I've been in the investing business since 1987, helping people just like you with their investments. At the Carew Investment Group, we employ a conservative approach to client portfolios by using only the best quality companies available, many of which pay a quarterly dividend. We look for opportunities that we expect will go up in value, not every day, but over time. We take our responsibilities seriously and always place our client needs first in any investment decision. If you want to know more or would like a free portfolio review of your current holdings, call Ed at 765-8880. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
Here's what's coming up next. Greatest Hits USA.
Hey, this is Chuck Matthews on Greatest Hits USA. And coming up this weekend, we are going to answer the following questions. What singer had chronic stage fright? Who had trouble singing a new song? And who had the #1 record this week in 1973? Find out. Turn it up this weekend right here.
Greatest Hits USA.
It is Coffee In, and it's time to call out another business in the Radio Squares game card contest. It's game card number 4. Cross this business out, and it is Fast Eddie's Cocktails and Dreams. If that's 5 in a row for you, give us a call at 762-1240 so you can be part of the Survival of the Smartest Championship, which comes up this Saturday morning, and it's your chance to win $300. Fast Eddie's Cocktails and Dreams. Cross it off. Give us a call at 762-1240. Tim, time for a first message from Navigant Credit Union.
So choose the mortgage that best suits your needs. It's about that time of the year, folks. So whether you're thinking about buying your first home, refinancing, or borrowing money to make home improvements, we've got a loan for you. Our mortgage and home equity loans come with competitive rates and terms. They're backed by our knowledgeable specialists, and it's just a thing to make you feel right at home. And we've got several different types. Traditional mortgages, really 30-year, 20-year, 15-year, 10-year, and then there are adjustable rates and non-adjustable rates. There's first-time home buyer loans, new beginnings mortgages, giving you an opportunity to kind of move past some rough financial patches in the past and get yourself into a home. We do VA loans, VHA loans, jumbo loans, construction loans, rehab loans. You get the idea. We do a lot of loans. But the important thing to know is with Navigant Credit Union, we will never sell your servicing. So a lot of people ask the question, do you keep the mortgage or do you sell the mortgage? Well, the answer is we sell the note because it's about risk mitigation, but we'll always maintain the servicing. So whenever you have a question about your mortgage, no matter who might own it at the time, you call Navigant Credit Union, we'll get you the answers. And that's really what the personal service is all about. So we don't sell them all. Most of them we do try to manage that portfolio so that some are in the portfolio and some are sold. But the answer to the question is we will always retain the servicing. So Navigant Credit Union or navigantcu.org, you can give us a call, 233-4700. Ask one of our contact center agents if they would be so kind as to put you in touch with one of our great mortgage originators, and we will begin the mortgage process for you today.
Very good there, Tim. All right, this breaking news.
Breaking news.
Not that it doesn't really affect John or Tim. It could affect me because it's out of Massachusetts. Hospital operator Steward Healthcare. You've been following how well things are going with Steward. Steward Healthcare has struck a deal to sell its nationwide physician network to insurance giant United Health's Optum unit.
Oh my goodness, it actually affected. My uncle John his practice. He had a practice in Norwood.
Yeah.
Sold it to Stewart. He and his partners sold it to Stewart, and then he was the first to bail. He's like, "This is awful."
Well, what's going on with Stewart?
Oh my
really?
God! The Stewart came in. They just basically milked everything they had, and then my uncle was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get out before it becomes really ugly," and then ended up going to Beth Israel and working up there. But wow, yeah, Stewart is not a really nice company, I guess.
I don't have any numbers here, but anyway, the sale will be reviewed closely in Massachusetts, where lawmakers are looking to prevent closure of crucial facilities.
I know why. Wasn't Stewart the company that made those sandwiches that you'd reheat in the ovens at the Cumberland Farms?
Wow.
It's a pastries too, I think.
Oh, different Stewart.
Yeah. So the more on that information as it becomes available, but they've struck a deal to sell to United. 766-1240. No called in. Play ball tomorrow night for the Boston Red Sox as they open up on the West Coast against the Seattle Mariners. Their lineup isn't scaring anybody, and neither is the pitching staff. But hey, we're all 0-0 at the beginning of the season.
It's going to be a real yawner.
Yeah, sounds like something they said in 1967.
That's right. There'll be nothing this year. You'll see. All right, keeping it on the sports level, Malcolm Butler was arrested for drunk driving in North Providence.
Poor Malcolm. First
On
of all, what's he doing
140
around? He's still here.
That's a great question.
He's
What is
local.
he doing here?
Discover beautiful Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Hey, we're all that.
That's right. But I guess he was blocking a lane.
I love
On
the
146.
response though when the police got him.
Please take me to jail.
Please take me to jail.
That's a quote from
boy.
Malcolm Butler. So
Must be having a tough day.
So they did.
When jail is your better alternative.
He said he was down in Providence at somewhere creating
Oh,
music.
I'm sure a sports bar. Or
No.
something.
He's at like an apartment
Recording studio?
or some kind of recording studio. They were making
Oh, that's
songs.
right. Yeah, he did say studio.
Yeah. So, but anyway, he's doing court tomorrow. It doesn't say if he's out on bail.
Too bad
he
Judge
should have.
Caprio wouldn't be there. They'd probably
Take
give him a
me to
little cut
jail.
of some stuff.
Doing court on the DUI charge on Thursday. Poor Malcolm. How the mighty have fallen. Huh? I once still someone was asking, what did Belichick say to you that made you sit you down in the Super Bowl?
Oh, I don't know. We'll never know.
I know we'll never know on that one. All right. Where's my? Oh, we had the big press release. Here it is. Auditor General finds Rhode Island Medicaid dispersed over $38 million to managed care organizations for members residing in other states.
Oh God.
This is right from these guys. Let's see. The audit objective was to determine whether Rhode Island Medicaid complied with state and federal requirements for members to reside in Rhode Island to be eligible for Medicaid benefits in the state.
So the question is,
And they went out of state.
Are we talking about all the snowbirds that go to Florida?
It could be.
I mean, that's a
Oh, wait a
massive
minute. This is
portion of this.
Medicaid.
Medicaid, yes.
Medicaid is the insurance
Doesn't say.
above Medicare for those who are not able to afford their own insurance. That's not snowbirds.
No, but you know what? That could be the transient population, right? They came
it could
in, they
be.
signed up here because we did a very good job at marketing to them and signed them up, and then they moved to another state.
It could be transient population. It could be residents of other states who end up at a nursing home in Rhode Island. I don't know, but likely it's the
Right. But that's such a clickbait.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all this money there's probably a few good reasons why it happened, and it's probably because
Well-
there's not enough people for oversight.
But see, the nature of an audit in general is that audit is what you do after the problems or to find the problem.
Right.
Where the Office of Inspector General that they have in 43 states, but not the state of Rhode Island, would pick up the systemic problem and put in corrective measures to change the system.
Well, the audit
Auditors will identify the problem but offer nothing to change the system that anybody
This
in
is what
authority
happened.
will do.
Yeah. So the audit ran from January 1st of 2019 to December 31st of 2021.
Yeah.
So still
Oh, it's COVID.
more
period.
money. Yes. Now the report
Well-
stated that the significant amounts paid for members no longer residing in Rhode Island were a clear indication that internal controls over eligibility were not operating effectively to reasonably
But
ensure
if it was-
that eligibility was limited to members residing in the state.
That's because they were just throwing cash out there
Right.
for
Yeah.
everybody.
Everybody in. You
It's
get
like-
money,
like
and you
Oprah-
get money.
It's like Oprah with Pontiacs.
Right.
You
They do
get
say
a car, and you get a car, and you get a car.
the audit specifically highlights
You
the
pay the
need
taxes.
for improved controls
Really?
over
Shocking.
Medicaid
No
member
kidding.
residency.
Did they happen to list those controls? No, I suppose not.
No, they want you to go online
Improved control, yeah.
to take a look at it. You can look at the entire report if you want. It is online. We got the audit report. We got the audit summary. But I'm like, yeah.
It was an
38
economic development
million.
proposal made by the future director of commerce, or Secretary of Commerce for the U.S. government.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, was she already gone by then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, 19
She
to
left in the middle of
21,
COVID,
only
right?
part of it. She was there for the beginning of it.
Yeah.
And remember that all that fun where they sent those guys down to Philadelphia and
Oh, yeah.
from the state,
Yeah.
and they raised all kind
Yep.
of heck down there.
Yep.
David Patton was one of those guys, and he has been ordered. He has agreed to pay a $5,000 fine.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem high enough to me. I think it should be more, but that's me. And he's got to pay it to the state ethics commission.
What do they do with that money?
I don't know. He did resign last June.
Pay the bills of the Ethics Commission, I would imagine.
I guess, right?
Yep. So it's all in connection to his behavior during a business trip last year to Philadelphia. His inappropriate and racist comments were the result of a medical issue for which he's been treated. That's from his lawyer.
How is that a minute? Sorry.
It's all in
Okay.
the. It's all in the. It's all. Everyone needs a mental
I
health
know. I
day.
saw an article mentioning something about a calamari.
Joke? Or
No
reference.
what do you call it?
Appetizer?
No.
Yeah, that's what they are.
No,
and they're
no,
delicious.
what do you call it when your body can't take something? It's you just blank
Well,
on a word.
Your
He's
body
gonna
can't
remember it in
take
the
Move
next
on.
10
Move
minutes.
So
on.
moving on.
I'll
Oh,
move on.
okay.
I'll spit it out in the middle of a conversation.
Um,
Allergy.
so he's allergic to.
Apparently, he's one of those
he's
guys is allergic
allergic
to calamari.
So what? So he's eating it in Philadelphia, and that makes
I
him
don't
go
know.
crazy. And
I don't know. I just saw a reference to it. I'm going to have to
Okay.
go back and find the article and read it.
well, he's being
more
treated for it.
detail.
Okay.
That's good.
Well, don't
So-
eat calamari.
So up in Worcester, they seem to have a problem, quite a bit of a problem with the Canadian geese that are leaving goose droppings all over the place.
That's all they do.
I know. Well, they eat food too. They
Well,
eat
that's
grass.
it. That's the only two things they
And
do
they-
in their life.
Yeah.
Eat and poop.
Yeah. So
and poop.
So instead of going the
Build a
less
golf
expe-
course.
less
They'll
ex-
move there.
Well, instead of going the less expensive way, they're going the most expensive way.
Of course.
And they're accepting bids from owners of trained dogs to patrol areas to disperse the geese. And I don't know why they just don't go out, because I've seen this at different colleges who's put it out in their football fields and their soccer fields, the fake coyotes.
Because they don't work.
Yeah, they do work.
to a point.
Well, you got to move them around.
Didn't Lincoln have like these pinwheel things in the
Yeah, with the
football
little,
field one day with the
little
streamers or
strips
something?
of streamers
Did
that,
that
were
work?
moving the wind. Everything works to a certain point, but the best thing that works is a good border collie.
Well, that's what they're going with. And,
Unfortunately, I learned in Rhode Island. Apparently,
you can't do this.
there was a person who I know who volunteered to bring his dog up there to just entice the geese to go somewhere else
Yeah.
every day to walk his dog and just go.
Go and run
And
chase them.
come back to me and get rid of them for them. And apparently, it's against the law in Rhode Island to harass these poor animals.
Jeez, they're not in danger. There's a gazillion
Oh
Canadian
no,
geese.
they're a protected species, aren't they?
They are?
Yeah,
Canada geese?
I thought so.
Well, in mass, they want to, they want the dogs to disperse them,
To
not
disperse
kill,
them, not kill them. You can't hunt them. That's
Okay.
for sure.
It's not like there's not enough of them.
Yeah. Was the
There's
was
a
was the
bazillion of
collie
them.
just chasing them, or was the collie
No,
mowing them
it was a
down?
border collie. They wanted the owner said, "I will go bring my dog up there to get rid of them for you,"
Mm-hmm.
and they said, "Thank you, but you can't," because apparently it's restricted in this state.
How about if you went up there with a baseball bat and started swinging? Is that okay? Is that not illegal?
No,
No what?
no, because if so, golfers would be doing it with golf clubs all the time. You
Well-
know, the one thing you learn about golf is if the geese are out there on the fairway, you try to hit them.
Hit them with the golf
Right.
ball. All right. Well,
And
Worcester's
of course,
taking.
guess what? Guess what? You always fail.
Well, government moves slowly, so the city of Worcester, we got to take bids first on your
Lord.
dog, and the bids closes on April 10th.
No.
Okay.
Do the dogs have to be in a union?
Yes, but the dog patrols won't begin until July 1st. So the geese are going to can run roughshod over the fields from now until at least then.
Great.
So
Let the pooping begin.
put out the fake coyotes. Give it a shot. See if it works.
Pinwheels. It's all good.
All right, Tim. Time for your second message, please, from Navigant Credit Union.
Thanks, Joe. I'm gonna continue to pound this home because it's really an important topic, and that is about the whole financial exploitation of not just seniors but everybody. And we want you to know at Navigant that if you have a question, something doesn't seem right, you can call us, and we are trained and empathetic to your particular situation. We'll try to help you out as best we can. Avoid being taken in a scam, and certainly if you have been victim, what your options are on how to try to get your money back, and if we can certainly put it back, we will. But I think it goes to the point that we're trying to tell people there's no judgment in falling victim to these scammers. They're very good. They're professionals, and it's designed to do exactly what it's doing, and that is to separate you from your money. And we're trying to prevent that. So when you go into a branch, if you ask for a lot of money, a lot of cash, a check, in excess of thousands of dollars, then we're going to start asking questions. Our tellers are trained to do that. Please, please, please don't take that out on them. As much as the scammers are training you to go in and ask questions or just get money, we're training our staff to ask you questions about where that money's going, so you don't fall victim to those types of scams and schemes. And if you were at the seminar last week, you saw that how easy it is to fall for them. I mean, it's very easy. Even the professionals are falling for them. So if you have questions, if you're concerned, if you're just not sure, please give us a call. Go into the branch, visit Christian and the team up there on Park Ave or over in North Smithfield or any of our 25 locations, and ask for help. It's not. There's no shame in that. We want to keep you and your money happily together.
I like that. A marriage made in heaven, right?
Marriage made in heaven. You and your hard-earned savings.
All right. More coffee ads coming your way. Please stay tuned.
Hi, everybody. This is Dave Richards, and I'm here on the second floor showroom of the new Coletta's Furniture. The Coletta brothers ran the family discount furniture store, And they still run a family discount furniture store, which they're using their last name, Coletta's Furniture. And we're here at Coletta's Furniture Gallery. Brad Coletta.
Dave, we're here now on the second floor of the showroom. This is the Coletta Furniture Gallery outlet up top. So we offer 14 different living room sets from Ashley Furniture in the price range of $699, $799, $899, $999. And that's for the living room set, the sofa and the love seats. Also on this outlet, we have Ashley sectionals starting from the $899 and they go up to about $1099. So there's about 8 different sectionals in this gallery and 14 different living room sets. And pretty much all of them are in stock for same-day pickup and next-day delivery.
It's at the family discount furniture store known as Coletta's Furniture, 598 Wood Avenue in Woonsocket.
What would you do with $300 in cash? To find out, play the Valley Breeze ON Radio Squares contest all this week, exclusively in the Valley Breeze newspapers and right here on ON AM and FM radio.
It is Coffee and on ON. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with John Ward and Tim Draper. And Tim said I would be remiss if we did not bring up, and you're following this, Tim, and I'm not. Why did the feds raid P. Diddy's house
They
down
think
in
he's
Florida?
involved with Jeffrey Epstein. They think it's
They
think it's a
Oh, is that-
trafficking thing and drugs and all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
so
so
they
it's-
raided
it's
2 of
big.
his houses, from what I understand.
Both in Florida?
No, I think one in California.
Okay.
And then,
But where's he?
Well, he jumped on an airplane and headed to the Bahamas. And I guess once you're there, there's no extradition. He's there. I'd heard. I don't know if this is factual or not. So I'm starting a wild rumor.
Oh, good.
But I heard that his next flight was supposed to be to Africa.
Ah.
So he would really be out of reach in the long arm of the law. But yeah, I think they're looking at his entire
Why did the
existence
feds
at this
stop
point.
him from leaving Florida? When he-
I think that he got tipped off that something was
that was
going down.
coming. Oh,
and
so he left like a
jumped.
day
I think he
or
left
two
before.
before.
Yeah,
I see.
because you're right. Nobody can find him.
Yeah.
Quote unquote. Air quotes.
Oh, wait, did he leave his cell phone behind again?
No, I think he took that one too. Probably packed a good bag. Got ready to go.
I think he's in hiding at Mar-a-Lago.
He wasn't a Trump supporter, was he?
No, I think you're thinking of Kanye.
Kanye.
Oh,
was.
Kanye. That's right.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
Kanye.
So, no, P.
Sorry.
Diddy's with Shohei
Sean
Ohtani
P. Diddy
and
Combs, right.
play some bets.
Maybe. But that guy's like had a great brand, had a solid career. I mean, it's too bad.
Did. Okay.
That was serious activity going on there yesterday.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't messing around.
I thought it was something
They were
not as serious as that.
Yeah, no, they were messing around.
By the way,
Okay.
you can use scare tactics with dogs in the state.
That's in Rhode Island.
And
That's
they have a whole recommendation. DEM has a whole publication just on geese.
Oh, so it's not illegal.
It's not illegal.
can do
No,
that.
I guess maybe the school department didn't want it in case there were
In case it was.
dog droppings to go.
Well,
with
that's
the
that.
bird droppings.
That's what's going to happen. Okay, yeah, great. We get rid of the
Interestingly,
the birds, but what
they,
about the
they
dogs?
also allow for putting out wires at some height and distance apart.
What, to try to
Because
catch them
the-
while they're
no,
flying?
it just discourages them because once they land, if they start moving, they bump into
Bump
the
into it and they
wires.
don't like
and
it.
They get out of here.
Or go someplace else. Okay.
It's,
Still sounds less expensive than wires than dogs, but okay. Now, it was just today is the anniversary of March 27th. In 2022, it was the infamous slap heard round the world, where Will Smith slapped Chris Rock at the Academy Awards.
Yeah.
2 years later, Will and Jada Smith are now closing down their charity. The Will and Jada Smith Family Foundation is closing after a shock drop in donations over the last 2 years. Variety reports major donors like CAA, I think that's the Canadian Automobile Association, and
No,
American
it's
Air.
not. Isn't
It's
that
not?
the, isn't
CAA?
that the
What is it?
acting, the casting?
Actors?
No, it's the casting trade group.
Is it?
CAA or maybe I'm gonna
I
find.
thought it was the Canadian version of AAA.
No.
All right, well, look that up. And American Airlines have stopped donating after Will slapped Chris Rock 2 years ago. In 2021, the foundation received over $2 million in donations, but the following year it brought in less than $400,000. So it's dropping like a rock.
I still struggle with this one because I thought
We create opportunity.
It is the Creative Artists Association.
Oh, okay, well, that makes more sense. That's them.
somewhere after that happened, like about a year later, I saw somebody posted a video that showed that what he did was identical to what occurred in a movie previously,
Okay.
and that they suspect that through all this brouhaha that it may have been a staged
I always
event.
thought it was staged.
that it was a staged event.
Why would you torpedo your career like that, though?
Well, it backfired on them. It didn't think it was going to go the way it went. I think people were going to think it was funny, and all of a sudden Will Smith is the bad guy, and that wasn't supposed to happen.
I guess that makes him the most qualified member of the Suicide Squad, right? Kill your career.
Kill your career.
But yet they can never go back and say, we were just kidding.
Well, of course, he's
You know,
not.
back then.
The couple's not really getting along all that
No,
well.
it's-
and
it's-
that's always
it's
That is a
bizarre
bizarre.
it's always been a
relationship.
flaky
there.
relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't see a good and Disney cut ties with him with
Yeah.
Will Smith too. So I hope he invested his money well.
Right.
Disney cut ties with a lot of their money the way they're producing
Yeah,
movies these
and
days.
they are,
Right,
and they're
yeah.
in a little bit of a hot water with the shareholder meeting this year too. They've got a challenge. Somebody trying to take over.
Oh, that's right. They're not
They don't
happy
like Iger.
with Bob Iger, and they want the other. I think they want the other guy back, Chapek. Or
Chapek, Bob Chapek. Yeah, maybe.
So
He's
he's been
he's
criticizing
horrible.
them. Yeah, I wouldn't bring him back. So
So who's going to put out that new Snow White movie, if ever?
that's never going to be made.
It's already
The live-
made.
the live
apparently.
action
the
movie?
live action one. Yeah, no. The latest live action one they're going to do. I just heard. Not Cars, but it might be Frozen.
Birth
Still
of-
a live action of Frozen.
Maybe they'll do another Birth of a Nation.
I doubt it. So the big news today, we're all very excited. Krispy Kreme donuts will now be available at McDonald's.
It makes me want to go back and work at McDonald's.
There you go.
So customers will be able to buy three kinds of the Krispy Kreme donuts: the original glazed, chocolate iced cream filled, and chocolate iced with sprinkles. Now the rollout will start later this year and will be available nationwide by the end of 2026. So it's a slow phase in, I guess. The donuts will be sold individually. I'll just take one.
Now,
Or packs of 6.
are they going to be made at the Dunkin' Donuts?
No way.
What's the point?
I
That's
don't
the
know.
beauty of Krispy Kreme. Going down to the casino and go to the Krispy Kreme place. They
'Cause they make
drizzle
them
them
there.
right there, and you pull them right off of the belt, and you eat them then. That's how those. That's how those
See,
are
that's what I
supposed
don't.
to be.
That's what I don't like about Krispy Kreme. I don't like a warm donut.
Really?
I do not. No, especially their
Do
kind.
you like a warm cookie?
Oh, chocolate chip is okay.
Okay.
Yes, but a warm donut. No,
Interesting.
Not me.
you don't need it. At
No.
all.
I have a little pan about this big at home.
Mm-hmm.
Throw an egg in and buy some Canadian bacon and put a piece of cheese and an English muffin, and I can get a $4 sandwich for $1.50 at home.
But how much is your time worth, John? That's the question. 5 minutes to make that now.
But it makes you wonder.
Not even that.
Will McDonald's keep the donuts warm, or are we just going to throw them in a refrigerator?
Oh, I don't know.
And maybe we'll microwave it.
Oh, there you go. Microwave it. That'll do it. Maybe they'll be frozen.
They
And then
probably
you
will
microwave
be.
them.
They will be have to be frozen.
So you can get your nice, warm, fresh donut.
Warm, fresh donut right out of the microwave.
Jail time order for a woman who maced a school principal. Can't be doing this. 6 months in jail is the order for a Lorain County, Ohio mom who maced the principal of her child's elementary school. Not even the high school.
What?
Whatever it is, I'm sure the child didn't do it.
Video of the April 2023 incident at Hamilton Elementary School shows Jessica Howes spraying the principal as he attempts to close the school's doors to prevent her from entering after an earlier disturbance involving the woman. She's trying to break into the school.
And he's trying to shut the door, so she
maced him.
Great.
Yes, Howes pleaded guilty to assault charges last month and was sentenced yesterday. 6 months in jail.
Oh, well, well deserved. Congratulations on your success.
Yeah, it would have been years if it had been the medieval mace that she used.
I don't know if you guys
I'm
heard.
assuming it's a spray.
That spiky little ball thing.
Spiky little ball.
I don't know if you heard the story yesterday. There is a man in Texas went to a judge. I want to change my name, and the judge said okay, and his name is now officially literally anybody else.
His name is anybody else, or
No,
literally?
no,
anybody?
literally is his
anybody
first name.
Yep.
Anybody, second name and middle name, and else is his last name because he wants to get on the ballot. So you can vote for literally anybody else.
Oh, I might do that. Give the guy a vote.
And the judge signed off on this. Perfectly fine. He's a 7th grade math teacher and an Army veteran.
Well, you'll have to go to court and change your name to none of the above.
That's
another
I'm sure someone will do that. But he knows he's going to have trouble getting his name on the ballot. But now he's hoping people would just write that in.
Right. Well,
I wonder
literally
I
anybody
wonder
else.
what happened in Las Vegas, because that's literally a spot on the ballot is none of the above.
Is it?
That's a choice in every race.
Well, no one's changed their name to that yet.
No, well, but I'm just saying, if somebody went to the court, would they tell them they can't because of the ballot having those words on it?
or
already?
if the court
I don't
didn't
know.
pay attention to that
If you
and
notice-
allowed it to happen, would the guy actually win?
I don't know if Nikki Haley lost to none of the above or something in the presidential primaries in Nevada that none of the above scored fairly well.
Yeah?
Yeah, and it is a ballot choice in Nevada.
Well, look for it if it gets on the ballot here in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Trump, Biden,
Literally anybody
Kennedy.
else.
No, Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Literally anybody else.
But just don't worry, there'll be about 3 other candidates too. 'cause
Oh,
you
that's
got
true.
You got the Libertarian Party, you got the
Yeah.
Green Party.
Usually the
That's
Nazi Party, the
2.
communists show up
I
too.
don't know if they show up that way. I know
No.
the Green and the Libertarians.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who else.
Sorry, it should be Biden first if we're going alphabetically.
Did it go alphabetically,
Or
or
did
is
it
it
by-
lottery?
No idea.
No. Okay. Changes every time. That'll do it for
I don't run in that race. I don't care.
Taylor Swift's dad will not face charges. He was accused of assaulting a photographer in Australia. It's all a big
Protecting his daughter.
all a big
Good for him.
misunderstanding. That'll do it for the show for today. Thanks for listening in. Tim Draper, thanks for coming in.
Joe, thanks for having me. John, it's been great. See you tonight.
And John,
See
thanks
you-
for coming in.
See
Good
you
luck tonight.
Tim. Hope everybody can join me 5 to 8 at the Elks Club, wardformayor.org.
$25 donation.
$25 donation, and everybody go out there and enjoy the God-given day.
All
Yes,
right.
it is spring.
This is Joe Callahan. Stay tuned for Community Care Alliance, and then it's Gary Smith of the crew with Do You Remember next on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
U.S. Senator Ed Markey of Massachusetts